Hey, welcome back. Had to switch devices. Uh, the other one was very low in battery. It is a Picard's turn. So remember, the situation is I put this close so we can see it, but really, we don't even need to do that because all the armies are right there on that tile. Okay, so I'm going to put this. I can't carry the camera and this at the same time, so. Okay, so the situation is the board cube is all the way out there, and we need to surround that with all of our ships. So there's 5 spots around it. Technically there's 6, but one of them we can't move on to because it's an asteroid. The planet we also can't move on to, so we're only going to be able to surround it with 4. But I think, so when it's your turn, we can join the battle, and as long as you spend the move points to get into the board cube, I think we're going to play it that way. And so, yeah, that's our situation. So we need to get there. And of course, the round's ending. We're running out of cards. We're definitely not going to be able to attack that board cube. I think right now it's just a matter of getting there. And of course, that board sphere would be nice to take out. But right now we're at Picard, who's way in the back, and he's sitting on just the ability to get crystals. And we could move 3 to here and take on this planet, which actually, given all of his diplomacy stuff that he has, might not be a bad idea. I don't know if I can move 3 though, so let's see what I can do. We already moved 2 with our guy. In order to move 3, this one here is worthless. It lets me recruit a crew member for free. There's nobody. Ooh, I can actually get core. Recruit any core member for free. I can get that core guy. I would have to discharge somebody, but that's okay. We can get rid of the Federation officer. The other option is I obviously have all these diplomacy points, right? Sorry, the camera is just so much different than my other one. So I have this one, which will help during a planet, of course. And that's the reason why I thought maybe I could take on 2 planets. This one would give me reputation. At the end of the turn, I may do it just to get the reputation, because a +2 for me would get me up to a +2 overall. And then, of course, I have this. There's no cards left to draw. I can repair, I can heal, I can ready a level 1, 2, or 3 crew member. And then, of course, I have an attack card. So those are my 3 in the situation. What I can do is, since nobody's declared end of round yet, I know I'm going to get 1 more turn. What I can do is I can just get rid of this guy and replace him with core. This one's really good, but only for attacks, of course. This one, Worf is not bad. You could argue that maybe he's not as good as, or not as versatile as this one, but I think the Shields 4 might be helpful at some point with Worf. But here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at taking 1, which is this guy. So I can gain 2 data tokens of any color, and I can do a pulse torpedo attack or shields, and I can pay blue or gold to increase it to 8. Or if I spend a black, all of your attacks this combat become pulse torpedo attacks, or all attacks become long range. I mean, that's quite good. And I think because he has the diplomacy too, I actually want to replace Worf, even though thematically that hurts. But let's figure out how am I going to do this. Well, I would only play 1 card this turn, and it would be the Call to Arms card. And I'm ending my turn on a space that has crystals. So I'm just going to take the red crystal I'm spending for this, and then I'm going to take a black die from the pool. And that's how I'm going to do Call to Glory. It says recruit any 1 crew member of the crew offer for free. If you're at your command limit, you must discharge 1 of your crew members first. And I don't even have to spend anything. I just get it for free. So I can take 1, and I'm going to replace Worf. And it's going to be like this. And I can gain 2 data tokens of any colors with him, of course. Worf is just, to be quite honest, he's not as good as the Federation officer. I mean, he's better in the areas that he gives you a benefit, but the Federation officer just is more versatile. And obviously, I can do some attack, and I do need to move. I have a lot of movement points I need to get in order to get to that Borg cube with Picard, and I'm not gonna really be able to do it very easily. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to ready a crew member with this one, and then I would ready the Federation officer, and then use the Federation officer to get a move 2. That's the plan, Stan, but I need to get him leveled up badly. So, should I do that now is the question. No, because I'm getting the red crystal. That's what I'm doing for now. And yeah, and so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be basically relying on my guys to get diplomacy. All right, so I used the black die. Let me re-roll that. And it's a gold. So that's done. Picard's turns over. Now it's Kirk. Kirk is right next to Picard. And Kirk is not going to wait like Picard is. He's going to move up. So he needs 2, 4, 6 movement points just to get to that Borg sphere. And then you can see there's all kinds of stuff. There's planets, there's yellow planets, there's all kinds of things. Kirk still has 1 card left he can draw. So we have a lot of choices with Kirk. But let's see what kind of movement he has. We have a move 4, another move, and a diplomacy. So I need 6 movement just to get up to the Borg sphere. I don't think we can take the Borg sphere. We do have some shields and a photon pulse attack. So I think I'm going to play there's a gold token from so for example, we can take that for a move 4. And that would put us right where Cisco is. Right where Cisco is standing. And he, by the way, is also standing on a crystal spot. I can spend 2 more move to get up next to that Borg sphere, and then we got things we can do from there. There's planets, there's stuff like that. I do have some attack and some diplomacy. So I'm going to spend both of these cards as is. So the gold die, and then this will be for a move 6. So I am going to move up next to that spot, and then I think we're going to try to take on the yellow planet. I don't think I can take on the Borg. The Borg would be pretty powerful, and you know, I'm not even sure I can take on the yellow planet. What do I have? I have 4, 4. I don't have the ability to use the bottom of these cards, right? So I'm looking at 2, 4 attack. That's it. And then I do have some diplomacy in case I need to do like a diplomacy piece. And then over here, yeah, I can't take on a Borg. I can't take on a yellow planet. I do have an attack shields 3. I can make this a photon pulse attack of 6, which is good. I do have my attack skills up here, which can boost an attack. Thing is, do I have enough? Because if this yellow thing, it's probably going to either have 2 enemies or it's just a bunch of data crystals. I do have data crystals. All right, we're going to try it. Let's go. Oh my gosh. That is not easy. So we got these 2. Those are both a space attack. So we're going to have to take them both on at once. So this one, you need 7, but he's at least pretty easy from the damage department. And then this one has the physical resistance, which hurts. he's doing double damage and he's causing me to get poisoned. And then this 4 here is almost impossible to block. So my diplomacy is useless. Okay, so what are we doing here? I don't have any long range attacks, so I am going to have to absorb anything he sends at me. Yep, I used that already. If I spend a blue, I can add +2 to the bottom of a card. And of course this one would be an attack 4, so I would be able to make that attack 6. So I'm gonna take or no, I can't. I already took a yellow die. Dang it, that was my mistake. I can't do that. So the best I can do is just use this to gain another yellow, which I will. And that will allow me to get an attack 4 out of this. But let's, this is easy to absorb. That's 1 wound. Okay, I can do that. This, though, is also just 1 wound. Actually, no, it's double. So it's going to be 2 wounds, and then it's going to go in my discard pile. So Kirk's going to have a lot of wounds if we can't block this. And to be quite honest, I can't. I can do this with Chekhov. I can do a shield 3 to block him. And then for this one, I would have to come up with 8 shields to be able to block. And I'm not going to be able to. So let's try to figure this out. This here will get me a 6 attack. And then this will give me 3 more for 9. Okay? This is a photon pulse, so it ignores his resistance. So that would kill him, but I am going to have to take the damage. Okay? This one I need 7 damage for, and the one difference between this and Mage Knight is I can combine them. So I had 9 attack with this, so that means one of those attack actually goes to him, because I get to, you know, basically add them all up, and then we said 4 from here, so that's 5, right? So we're up to 5 now, and I just need 2 more to finish him off, and I have 2 right here. So they're both dead, so now it's just a matter of absorbing their hits. This one I can absorb with Chekhov, so we can flip that over and do a shield 3, and that protects me from taking that damage. What I could do is actually, I would rather use it on this. So, and here's why. I'm going to take 1 from the guy on the left, and then I'm going to take, this one would cause me to take 2, and I'm going to be able to reduce it to just 1, but because he has the biogenics from L. Ron Hubbard, he's going to put as many damage that I take into my discard pile, which would be 2. So if I block this one instead, and remember, 3 block is just going to be 1 on this, but that's all I need. No. He's 8 damage. Dang it. Yeah, so I'm just going to block this one, and then this one's going to give me 2 damage, and then I'm going to have to take 2 in my discard pile as well. So Kirk probably wasn't the wisest of things, but we're actually going to get some pretty cool. So like, I can turn this sideways to block, but I don't think I need to. If I was next to a Class M planet, I could use this for healing. I'm not. I think a board cube will let you heal once you're at a board cube. It's almost like a city. So while destroyed, each ship gains a diplomacy bonus equal to the number of factions he has there. The ship ends its turn on an adjacent hand limits 2 higher. Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily give you ability to heal. Okay, so we took the 2 wounds. 2 wounds went into the discard pile. He does get to draw 1 card, which is another diplomacy card. So he's going to have 2 cards in his hand. So if he could figure out how to spend diplomacy to heal, that would be great. This goes away. We did defeat the planet. We defeated these 2 guys, so that's 11 experience points. And I get to take 2 cards. So those are going to get added to my hand as well. But let's do the 11 experience points first. So Kirk did kick some butt, considering how little he had. And then let's re-roll this. It's a white. Let's give him the 11. Look at him, he's already way ahead of everybody else. 51, 61, 62. He's one experience away from finishing it. I forgot the Romulan War. They did the final reveal of the Borg tile, so they got an experience point for that. And so what we get to do is we get to take 2 of these. So this one, of course, is a move, which lets me warp. The only way this would help me is it would help me to just get to the final battle quicker. We have this one. You can pick 2 cards from your discard pile, place them on top of your ship deck, except this one I get to choose. I can spend a red and a black. I do have a red. There's plenty of black. I'm going to take this as one of them, and we're going to try to grab a healing one, right? And then the last one, of course, is the long-range awesomeness, which we may end up taking. But I do get to reveal the next card first. And this is ready and or heal 1 crew member. Healing is not what we need. We need repair. So I'm going to go ahead and take... I mean, this is a lot of red spell cards for him, but we're going to take this. And so those are all in his hand, and this will help him in future battles. Okay, so then the last one that comes out is a diplomacy on an away mission, which can be helpful. So he's 1 experience away from leveling. If I can do this, I'm going to try to pull out a card that lets me repair, and I'm going to do that, and this is, of course, defeated. These yellow planets they're just like the dungeons. They're always a little dicey, but Kirk did take it out. Okay, so Kirk's done, and now it's Cisco. So Kirk's in Cisco's way. Cisco only has 3 cards, so he's not going to be able to take on that Borg. He does have Riker, and so Cisco is going to actually declare end of round. No, he should, because then that would prevent Khan from going. Yeah, he's going to do that. And the one thing that we forgot to do at the end of the last turn is we would have used Riker to get a red crystal for Cisco. So Cisco's going to have that red crystal. That should have been done last turn. And yeah, he's going to declare end of round, so he doesn't do anything else in his turn. So we skip Khan because he doesn't get to go. And then everybody else gets 1 more turn. So we're going to start with the Klingons, and they just need to get positioned. So we're going to have to spend, looks like 5 movement points to get up there and get over towards the planets. The planets, of course, are a big problem. But if he can get in there and at least back away, that'll allow room for others to come in. And yeah, we can't reveal tiles. It's really hard to get around this Borg cube. So Cisco's already shuffled, and I'm going to ready everybody that's reporting to him. And now we got the Klingons. So Klingons have Q, of course.
Oh, man.
And we need to move 5.
Got a new rack.
So I'm going to turn all these sideways for 5 movement.
Oh, yeah. Perfect place made to be there.
And yeah, so we're going to do that for 5 movement. And I didn't use anybody. He has 1 guy that we can use to get a blue data token, so we're going to do that. And of course he has repair and heal, but I don't think he has any damage. And we're going to spend the 5 movement to get there and just end the round. Next is the sisters, and the sisters need 2, 4, 7 to get up next to him. We have the repair card, which we have to play so she can get rid of the damage that she has. And she definitely doesn't have 7 movement. In fact, she can only move 3. She could actually move 5. So she's going to spend a purple and then do these 2 so she can move 5. And I got a red. And that's done. So with her 5 movement, she'll end her turn here and get a gold crystal, which is quite good. So gold crystal. Oh, we forgot on their turn, he's going to do the red-black here, which would have just given him another red crystal. Because this is it, the final round. We got to get everything done here. So sisters are done. Now it's Picard. Picard has a lot to do. We don't have any damage, but I want to do 3 movement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend this to ready a crew member. We're going to ready the Federation officer and then spend him for 2 movement. And then this will be 3 movement. And so Picard's going to move to there. And then we're going to encounter both of those green. It's a distressed green planet. So we're going to have to see. A distressed green planet. Let's make sure there's nothing extra special about him. If your ship is adjacent, you can beam down an away team. If you do, draw 2. If you overcome both, we gain 2 undiscovered cards. If your ship is adjacent to a defeated one, you can beam down and draw 2 and just get experience. Okay, so this is what we're going to try to do. And I know he's really far away from being able to help out with the Borg, but we need this. And we're positioned to do a whole bunch of diplomacy here. So I have 2 red crystals just in my inventory, right? So I already have both of these powered, and then we're going to be able to take a black die from the pool that we can use on whichever one we want. On a class, draw 1 extra planet token and choose which planet token to encounter. Discard the other one. So we could do that for this, and then we get diplomacy of 7. We're already going to get 5, okay? Or we can go over here and get a diplomacy of 9, gain a reputation of 3 afterwards. Or we're going to get a 5 with a reputation of 2. So let's just assume that this one belongs. It says draw 1 extra token and choose which one. So I could draw like 3. But I only get 2 more diplomacy, whereas here I get 4 more diplomacy. How many diplomacy do I have? He's used up, so I can't use that. I have a long range attack, which could help me. This one lets me gain 2 tokens of any color. Or all your attacks become long range attacks. I'm actually going to do this to gain 2 tokens of any color. And I'm going to gain black. It says any color. So I'm going to gain black. That's what makes him so awesome. So I don't even need to use a die. I'm going to get both. I'm greedy that way. All right, so then this die doesn't need to be taken. What I'm going to do is probably put this one back and keep it. And then I'm going to take a red die instead from the pool so I can power that up. That's how I'm going to do it. All right, so we're going to draw 3 of these, and we get to keep 2. So here you can see that's a diplomacy of 8, a diplomacy of 9, and a diplomacy of 8. So obviously, if I do the 9, I get 1 extra experience point. That's the difference. This is a 9 right here. So that by itself kills 1 unit, just this side here. This one's a 7, and remember I get 2 more from this, so I'm at 9 for that. And I have plenty to kill all these guys. So I could have done all 3, I think, because I have a long range attack with this guy. So I could have, see this one here, I can kill with a long range attack of 4. So I can kill that with the long range attack of 4 from Shinzon. And then I had enough diplomacy from this and this to take these 2 out. That would have been amazing, but I don't get to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this one back, and we're going to defeat this. So we get to take 2 undiscovered cards, and I'm going to get 9 experience points for this. So That's good because Picard needed it. I know he's far away from the cube, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We get our new skill and we level up. All kinds of stuff happening here, but this is his last turn. She's here if you're looking for her. Oh, no, she's not. Make sure she's not outside. Oh, there she is. Somebody's looking for my dog. Okay, so we played these two cards with excellent effect. We get +3 reputation, which is also awesome, because for Picard, that puts us at the top end of +2. And then if I ever get to +5 and play that card, I actually get experience points. But that's where Picard is now at +2, and the sisters are at +1. It's sort of funny. Cisco is like the lowest rep. So Picard, for the first time in a long time, kicks some serious butt. Okay, so let's grab the two of these first. I may want this just so I can warp to that cube. So I'm going to take this because I need the move points, so I can get up to that cube. This one, ready a crew member, is pretty nice. Now, granted, I don't have a lot of gold token. I don't have a lot of any tokens. So, and then this one is target enemy loses defense. This is really good. We want this one. So we're going to take that one. And then this is the one that's available now. Picard has a ton of these types of cards. So he's going to get good points at the end of the game. But he's not... we'll just leave it at that. I mean, he doesn't have the crystals to fuel everything he's doing. So one of the things I'm considering is like something like this. I can take that skill, of course, and but let's draw his two skills and see what he gets. So this one's like a jack of all trades. I'm pretty sure that's one of the new expansion ones. It's called Driven. So we're going to get move 1, diplomacy 1, attack 1, or shields 1. So you basically get one of something. Or this one. Oh, we like this one. He gets to recruit somebody else, and he gets a 5 discount. We're going to take that. And now he can... this is sort of like Nora was from Mage Knight. But basically... oh, I'm sorry. This is just, I get to recruit somebody for 5 less. That's all that is. It's not like Nora was from Mage Knight. Let me make sure. Flip this to reduce the diplomacy cost of 1 crew member in the crew offer by 5. I don't think I need that. So, now I could use the +1/+1, but I sort of like this one, which would let me ready somebody. So I'm going to take that, and then we get to use somebody twice. So we'll do that. And roll the die for gold. All right. It's not worth it to. Oh, I get to take one of these. Whatever I take, the game's over, or the round's over, so it's just going to go in the discard pile. But a move 1 might not hurt. The move cost of Suns is reduced by 1. Yeah, we'll take a move 1. And yeah, his turn's over. Everything else is moving down. Okay. Now it's Captain Kirk, and then it'll be over. Captain Kirk has these cards. And of course, he's next to that Borg sphere. Can we take on the Borg sphere with Kirk? Which is funny, because Kirk is just going gangbusters in terms of being ahead of everybody else. But if he takes out the Borg sphere, it's going to help everybody else, because that means we can move up to the Borg cube easier. So let's take a look at it. The other thing Kirk could do is try to heal, right? Because he's got wounds in his hand, but I don't think we have any. There's no Class M planet we can go to get some healing in, and he's got these 2 diplomacy cards, which would have been perfect. Oh, I remember. We're not going to attack anything. We are going to try to heal, and we're going to try to play this one where you get to choose which cards. So he's going to spend his red crystal and then a black die, and we're going to choose 2 cards, and we're basically going to try to choose cards that can heal him. Now we have these wound cards already, but we're not going to draw those. I need to draw cards that can repair. So just looking through his deck, I know he has at least one. Here we go. He's got this repair card. There's one. And he might have another, and he does. Because that's an advanced action. See that? And there's the other. So we're going to draw those 2 cards. Because it says, and place them on top or bottom of your ship deck. At the end of the turn, draw 2. Oh, technically speaking, I don't get these in my hand right now. Oh, come on. So if I wouldn't have declared end of round, I could have done this. So I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't have declared end of round. It's that important. But yeah, it doesn't do me any good. It just means I get to draw these now, which is great because I got to repair too. But I can't do it. So I'm going to take this crystal back. So now it gets back to, can I destroy the Borg cube? So you can see here he has a 9, right? I can do the exact same thing to get all enemies lose all resistances. So those resistances are gone. And I get a long range attack of 3, which becomes a 6 because of this. So that's the problem. Then he would attack me because I can't make it a 9. I do have a nice photon pulse attack thing, but that's not a long range, and neither of anything else. So yeah, it's not quite enough. I can get the 6 on him, which is good to be able to get the 6, but I would need 9 to be able to take him down, and I can't. So we're not going to do that either. So the only other option is I either move to the Class M planet or I move to where a dry dock is. Now, a dry dock is nowhere to be found. There's a whole bunch back here, but there's nothing up there. There is a Class M planet over by Picard, and you can see he's up here. So he would need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of movement to get to Picard. And I have this for 4 points of movement, so I'm going to use that. It's a once per round thing. So 4 points of movement, and then we can take these 2 cards for 5, 6. And what did I say he needed? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would get me to 6. And unfortunately, I'd have to spend everything I have to get to 8. And if I did that, I wouldn't be able to repair because I don't have any diplomacy points left. So that doesn't work either. Oh, you stink. So we're just going to sit tight then. 3. You know what? No, I'm still going to move though. Nope, I can't do that or the Borg sphere will attack me. I am truly stuck. So there's nothing I can do with him. We're done. He's just going to pass, and those wound cards are going to go in his discard pile. Okay, so that's the end of the round. We, of course, have to refresh this. The card is next to the Class M planet, so he can start to get some of these next turn with his diplomacy points. So we're going to shift this down. And the new card that's going into the advanced action is damn it. All right. And then since there's 3 Class M planets, we're going to get 3 new cards for that, which is a seasoned away team. This is actually very good. Only for away team missions, of course. That one's always good for crystals. And then this is a nice way to get a bunch of move points, but you're taking damage. Okay, so we have that. Before I hit go or hit quit here and shuffle everybody, we're going to get 4 silver and 4 elite. And I'm sure you're probably interested in those. So let's get those drawn. The silver ones shouldn't be too surprising. Federation Officer Donatra. And I'm paying close attention. You know, a lot of these are outposts, which we don't have any anymore. And then Weiyun is the only one you can get next to Class M or here. So we could get him. And then we're also paying attention that these were drawn in this order. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the last one drawn. So Weiyun, or the Federation Officer, is going to be the only protected one. And then same deal here. This is the first one drawn. And we have Exum. That's actually quite interesting. So all crew members discard all wound tokens at the end of this turn. So he just heals everybody. Hugh. Enemy loses biogenic weapon. That can be useful. All enemies gain defense -3. Always helpful. So both of those are good. Kurak is a nice attack one. None of them are long range though. And here's a nice attack and shields. They're all good. I don't want to say any of them are awesome, but they're at least good. So that's going to be the situation with that. And yeah, so we got one more phase. Khan is way, way back. So we're going to have a few turns to get positioned before we take out the Borg. What I'm thinking is we're going to spend round 4 taking out the Borg, and then round 5 we're going to take on Khan. That's what my thoughts are. So I'm really glad I sidetracked Picard a little bit. I still don't know how I'm going to surround that Borg cube. Again, just a reminder, when you do a co-op attack, everybody has an option to join. And I think as long as you have the movement points to get there, you can join. So even if you're a couple spaces away, you can join it as long as you have the movement points. And so my thoughts are is that we're going to surround it as best as we can with those 3 spots. And then we're going to have to just have a couple positioned behind him with movement points to get there. And where the Klingon is, that you get gold data tokens just sitting there. So that's actually not a bad deal at all. But okay, I'm going to end the video. This one was actually a really good one. We are going to lose that. And they're going to shift down. And now we have warp manipulation, which lets you spend move points and move one, and you get to just flat out move any space, including where asteroids are. All right, I think that's everybody and everything. So thanks for watching. Stay awesome, stay healthy and safe.